Principles of training. Whenever you start to plan a training program, there are several principles you need to consider. The correct use of these principles is vital for the training to be effective, and experienced coaches will know exactly how to use these to get the best out of their athletes. If these principles are not considered, then the training will not be effective and the athlete will make little progress towards their targets. The FITT Principle. This stands for frequency, intensity, time and type. Frequency relates to the amount of times a week that you train. People attending the gym will generally aim for 3 to 4 times a week, but professional athletes might train on a daily basis. Intensity. Intensity is how hard you train. We previously looked at exercise intensity and the importance it has on training the aerobic and anaerobic systems, but this can be applied to other types of training. During the weight session in the gym, you might increase the intensity by gradually increasing the weight lifted for each exercise. Time. Time is how long you train for. When people are starting out with running training to improve aerobic endurance, they might start off running for 20 minutes continuously. They will then increase that by 5 minutes on each run. Type. Type is a method of training selected for an athlete. A long distance runner will have to train the aerobic system, so will therefore select continuous interval or fartlek training. A hockey player will have to balance their training between hockey-based practices and general aerobic speed and strength fitness training, such as circuit training and plyometric sessions. Additional principles of training. Progressive overload. During training, you need to overload the body and ensure that the planned session is challenging enough to enable a progression of fitness. If the correct intensity is not targeted, then no improvement of fitness will occur. Specificity. The training selected needs to be relevant to the needs of the performer. A competitive 100-meter swimmer will do lots of swimming training with the inclusion of some additional strength and flexibility training in the gym. It would not be relevant for them to include long-distance cycling or running. Individual differences. The training program should be designed for the individual and should take several factors into account. The fitness starting point of the athlete should determine what methods are chosen as well as how FITT is used. Previous injuries, time and access to equipment, facilities will also influence how the coach plans out the training sessions. Adaptation and rest and recovery. This is when the body adapts or changes to the different demands it is placed under. This will follow the training session and occurs during the rest and recovery phase. It is important for athletes to get sufficient rest and recovery time so the body can adapt and renew the broken down tissues. If the body does not get adequate recovery time, which can also include quality sleep, then the targeted fitness component will not make progress. This can also lead to injury. Reversibility. If you stop training or the exercise intensity is not high enough, then you are likely to lose any aerobic, strength or speed fitness that you have built up. In order to avoid this, you should aim to be consistent with the frequency and intensity of training sessions. Variation. In order to spark interest and avoid boredom with athletes, the coach should provide a variety of different training activities or sessions. By doing this, it will help motivate the athlete and may produce more successful training results. Cricket rounders and baseball players will often use a variety of different balls to practice their throwing and catching. Long, triple and high jumpers will train on different surfaces such as a tartan athletics track, grass or sand. So that is a summary of all the different principles of training. Experienced coaches always consider different use of these principles and continuously develop and progress their training programs following these guidelines. Later on this series, I will be looking at the different training methods and showing you examples of these in practice. When we look at these training methods, we can then consider how these principles would be incorporated and applied into the overall training program.